Aw, rats! It flew away!
And what's that, Ranger?
Oh, nothing. You just missed one of them birds you love.
Is that so?
Yep.
What were you doing out here on your own anyways?
Well, while you were snoozing off to Betty by land, I thought I'd go out and gather up some hydration for all of us.
I see.
Only problem was, there ain't a drop of water out here. Not for miles in any direction.
Yes, that sounds about right, seeing as how we are in a desert.
Smart guy, ain't you?
Well, I do suppose my research and above average intelligence is why you dragged me out here on this here expedition.
I'm gonna say this much. I'm gonna find us some water if it's the last thing I do. Or my name's not Hannah Ranger.
And I'm Safari Sam. More like we all need to find some water, or this will be the last thing we ever do.
Guys, I don't know if this helps at all, but we've got a whole case of water bottles over here.
Well, why didn't you just say so?
Thank you.
Right, well, I think we're best to get a move on. What do you say, partner?
Shall we review what animals we're hoping to see out and about this Arvo?
Arvo? Is that some scientific term for desert?
No, mate. Arvo just means afternoon.
Oh, wow. I kind of like that. Arvo. 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 Arvo, Arvo, Arvo. You learn something new every day, don't you?
Now, I've brought a list with me today of the animals we're hoping we might have the pleasure of encountering. And I figured we could... Crikey!
Safari Sam, you okay?
I just saw a spewing scorpion run that way. The thing was huge. Thought I'm about to chunder there for a minute.
And I'm guessing chundering ain't so good.
Not if you want to keep your brekkie inside your stomach.
Right. Got it.
Well, where were we?
I believe you were getting ready to tell us all about that list of yours.
Yes. Yes, of course. So a few important things to keep in mind. There are a lot of different species we might come across out here in the bush, many of which could kill us, like that scorpion.
Well, good thing he done run off.
Very good indeed. As we're out exploring today, we all just need to stay cool, calm, and collected.
Kinda like you did with that scorpion just now, I reckon.
All right, now as far as some of the creatures we can hope to see on a journey, there are a few cute fennec foxes, and of course, there's armadillos, hawks, bats, and even some sandcats. Plus, a few animals that we should be wary of, like scorpions and snakes. So, as always, keep our eyes peeled. But what I'm most excited by the possibility of seeing today would have to be none other than an indigo bunting.
That's one of them birds you've been going on about, ain't that right?
I suppose I have been doing a bit of ear bashing lately when it comes to birds I'm excited to see on our travels.
No worries. Wait. Ain't that what you love to say?
Yeah, no worries. Shall we get going now?
Let's get to it. Whoa, bumpy road, bumpy road. So my mom's apple pie is really delicious, and she makes this crust that's really good. I eat the whole pie if I
now we need to go that way.
Yeah, that's why I said it that way.
I mean, you had the right...
Much better. Although, I will say, I'll be real happy to use one of them real bathrooms with plumbing and all that. Brandon, did you see where Sam went running off to?
I think he went on a short walk looking for some of those birds he's been telling us about.
Yeah, sounds about right. Sam, what's got you speeding around like a goat on a cheese farm?
Just need to find my... Ah, gotcha.
That's a fancy contraption you got there. What you got going on there, Sam? Anything I can help with?
Nope. Ah, here it is. What a beaut. Can hardly believe it.
What boot? Let me see.
Well, best be getting to move on. I'll miss my chance to take the picture.
Oh, are you talking about one of them purple birds you've been talking about for weeks?
Indigo bunting. That's right, I did.
Can I go and take a look too?
Well, you see, birds don't do too well when they hear us yabber, so it might be safer for you to sit this one out.
Hey Brandon, you got any water over there?
Yeah. Want some?
More than a cheetah chasing an antelope.
Is that a yes?
Just hand it over, would ya? Well, Sam, did you get any of those photos you wanted of the birds you found?
I sure did, and I reckon a few of them are pretty good too. Take a squeeze yourself.
Squeeze the camera?
No, take a look.
Wow, looks like an amazing experience.
Yeah, sorry mate for leaving you out. I'm a bit picky about the time I spend bird watching. I need total silence, or any photos I'm taking turns out to be a dog's breakfast.
Dog's breakfast? Like, not good?
Right. Cheers. So, Hannah Ranger, I've been thinking about praying a lot since we've been talking about it, and I'm just a bit stumped on how you manage to stay focused when you're talking to God. Seems like an awful lot of yakka to really tell him everything that's going on all the time.
You're not sure how to avoid distractions while you're praying. Is that it?
I did give it a burl a few times, but it's always like there's something. A notification on my phone, a yabbo nearby yakking it up, a storm, or, you know, sometimes my mind just wanders and I feel so bad that I can't stay focused more. I suppose I feel a bit rude.
Well, don't go beating yourself up too bad now. It's normal to have a hard time focusing, just like how you want to be alone in silence when you're bird watching. It's kind of the same thing that can help us when we're trying to pray. See, the best advice I ever got was to pray when you can be alone and quiet.
Is that fair dinkum? It seems pretty easy when you put it that way.
I don't know about no dinkums, but it can be pretty easy. It's like this desert. We're out here and there ain't any people around for miles.
Right. We're more than a few clicks out from any town. But what does that got to do with praying?
Well, I know. Let me give you an example from the Bible. Jesus was actually an excellent example of how we should pray when we can be alone and quiet.
Well, all right, let's hear it.
So Jesus had been super busy. Before this verse I'm going to read, he actually performed a miracle in front of about 5,000 people. He knew that it was time for him to get away and find someplace quiet where he can spend some time with God. Here, listen to what this verse says. After sending them home, he went up into the hills by himself to pray. Night fell while he was there alone.
I see. So Jesus went out in the bush to get some alone time and pray.
He sure did. And that's not the only time Jesus did that either. Here, listen to this. But Jesus often withdrew to the wilderness for prayer. And there's another verse just a bit later that says this. One day, Jesus left the crowds to pray alone.
All right. So clearly the Bible shows us that praying when we can be alone is important. But did Jesus ever actually tell us that this is how we should be praying?
Actually, yes, he did. You see, we read from Matthew before, but in a chapter a bit earlier, Jesus was teaching people how to pray. He wanted to be sure that when they were praying, they weren't doing it to brag or to impress other people. He wanted all of us to know that prayer is talking to God.
Well, I don't think I need to worry about that. I'm still working up the courage to pray out loud, especially in front of other people.
That's okay, Sam. Jesus tells us how we can best set ourselves up before we pray. Here, I'll read that verse I was talking about now. But when you pray, go away by yourself. Shut the door behind you and pray to your Father in private. Then your Father, who sees everything, will reward you.
Well, I'd say that's pretty spiffy the way Jesus gives us advice on how to pray that he actually follows himself. That's some good teaching right there.
I agree. Jesus wanted to show us how to pray when we can be alone and quiet.
You know, I think I'll try that tonight when I pray before I go to bed.
Good. You'll have to let me know how that goes.
Too right. Thanks for your help with all this, Hannah Ranger.
I'm happy to help. Hey, Safari Sam.
What's that, Missy?
Do you think you could teach me some tips for bird watching? I promise to be real quiet.
Sure thing.
We hope you've enjoyed another week of Animal and Nature Facts with Hannah Ranger and Safari Sam. And of course, learning more about prayer, like how we should pray when we can be alone and quiet. Don't worry if you haven't had a chance to watch the first 2 episodes of the series though, because you can catch up on any Kids Planet episode you missed, anytime. Check this out.
If you're ever wishing that you could go back and watch a favorite episode from an old Kids Planet series,
Daddy, can I watch Hannah?
Of course you can, sweetie.
we have 2 easy ways to watch Kids Planet videos anytime, anywhere. You can watch these fun-packed episodes on the Sagebrush YouTube channel from your TV, laptop, tablet, or cell phone. You can also catch up on any Kids Planet episodes your family might have missed right in the Sagebrush app. Every weekend, our app is updated with the latest Kids Planet episode. So whether you make it to church in person or not, we've got you covered with a Kids Planet video right at your fingertips.